Let's begin, Rabbi Say. Let's continue. We're in the middle of the sugya of Koreya, the sugya of tearing, which I hope to finish either today, Be'ez Hashem, or tomorrow, possibly tomorrow. So we've got a lot more to discuss. Last year we discussed the inyan of the difference between Velcro and zippers and things like that. I want to move slightly on in that mahalach into two different shilas. Number one, Koreya she'enim mischaven. We talked about something Mr. Brewer brings down about a toifa she'enim mischaven, meaning if something became attached, she'enim mischaven, it wasn't meant to be attached, then the Koreya of that would be okay. Meaning, for example, and we're going to discuss that today, Be'ez Hashem, when we talk about the sugya of diapers, nappies, and that is that, for example, if 2 pages of Zmiris or a Siddur became stuck together because of a piece of food, so there's no problem of separating them, even though really that's Koreya, because the toifa was Einim Eschaven. It wasn't meant to stick together, it wasn't made to stick together, nobody wanted it to happen, and therefore because of that there's no problem. Obviously you can't tear letters, all these things you've got to be careful of because of other halachas, but als Koreya there's no problem. Now the next shaila is, what about a Koreya she'einim eschaven? What about doing Koreya when it's not your kavanah to do? Now normally the mahalach is like this. We all know there's a machlokes Reb Shimon Reb Yehuda Masechta Shabbos about dover she'einim eschaven, goyre kiseh v'safsol or mita, person's dragging a bed or a bench on the earth floor and he's making a groove, a chritz. Is that a shayla or not? Famous machlokes Reb Shimon Reb Yehuda. Do we paskin einim eschaven is mutter, einim eschaven is asa? Whatever the machlokes is, we're not going into. The Gemara tells us clearly, kula alma is maskim. Everyone holds that if it is a psik reisha, if it's 100% going to happen, so everyone's maskim it's asa. Right? The lomdus behind that obviously is Reb Shimon Shkopas a whole mahalach that the yisod is that when something is a psik reisha, it means my das was on that. Now on Shabbos Kodesh we know that also melacha has to be meleches machshavas osra Torah. Meleches machshavas means that it was done in the Mishkan. How was it done in the Mishkan? Kavana, thought, intention. There has to be an intention for the actual malacha. If there's no intention for the malacha, there's generally no problem. So we consider psik reisha to be a meleches machshavas pashtus. Now, why am I giving you this whole akdama? Because I want to talk about an idea of a koreya she'einim eschaven. That means what happens if a person does koreya but he has no kavanah to do so. For example, let's take a case which is we have to mention these things. A person blows his nose and causes the tissue to rip. Or a person, again, we have to discuss these things. A person goes to the bathroom and uses toilet paper or pre-cut tissues. We'll get to toilet paper, Be'ez Hashem, probably tomorrow. But pre-cut tissues, and those tissues rip while he's using them. Is that a problem? If you know it's going to happen, if you know it's going to happen, obviously there's no shayla whatsoever. So, Lemaisa, if it's a vadai, so then of course not. I don't think we can consider it to be a vadai. You blow your nose, you go to the bathroom, it's not a vadai. It's a possibility. It's not a psik reisha. It's not a psik reisha. If that's the case, it's mutter. If you know it might happen. Why is it mutter? So the answer is we have a few svaras here to be makel, which the post can bring down. Psak number 1, it's a kilkul. The koreya over here is for sure not a koreya letikun. There's no almanas l'sakan, there's no almanas litva, which means it doesn't fit into the daraisa of the malacha. So it's automatically a durabonon level. Once it's a durabonon level, we can also add, number 1, it's klachayad. It's not the normal way to rip. You don't rip something by blowing your nose or you go to the bathroom. And therefore, that's a type of klachayad. With a kilkul, there's a mokim to be makel, especially as it's not a psik reisha, it's not vada going to happen. So there's a mokim to be makel in that case over there. Okay? And this applies to many situations. For example, I'll just take a classic one. You know, the Coca-Cola is not opening. It's really annoying. It's stiff. I can't open it. So one of the ways, sometimes it's greasy, sometimes your hands are a bit, it's just not going. So you take a few tissues, and you use that. Now, often on the way of doing that, it's going to rip. Is it for sure going to happen? Probably not. Maybe it will happen. Good possibility, but not vadai. If that's the case, once again, it's a kilkul with a klachayad, not the normal way of doing the malacha, and therefore that would be mutter over there. So there's no problem with generally doing that case over there. Interesting shayla, somebody once asked, we wanted to put up a sign before Shabbos. Now he forgot. Now putting up a sign, we all know, especially with sellotape or glue, is an issa pashtus, even a daraisa maybe, of toifa, okay? Especially if it's going to remain there for a long time for sure. So he couldn't stick it with a piece of sellotape or anything similar to that. You can't use blue tack or thumb tag, obviously, because that's also going to be muktzah, mamachik, that's obviously also asa. So what he wanted to do is as follows. There was a nail sticking out of the wall. What he wanted to do is tear a very small hole in the top of the page, a little tiny hole, and then then he can put it onto the nail. Is that mutter or is that going to be asa? What is the Oilim Taina? What are you saying? Huh? Why? Because using a tissue is no kavana. Here maybe there's a kavana, it's worse. That's the difference. By the tissues, the pshat is I'm using tissues, while I'm blowing my nose, something breaks. It's not my kavana. Here my kavana is to make the hole, right? Much worse. Huh? Which case again?
Where you use tissues to open the bottle.
Again, that's not my kavana. My kavana is to rip the tissues. I don't know. My kavana is to open up the bottle. But at the same time, something else is happening. My shake it over here, this is my kavana, yeah? That what? Oh, very good. So there's a constructive purpose. There's a tikkun over here. What's a tikkun? That now I can use it for the nail. And therefore, that's pashtus and issa daraisa. Not only is it Koreya, it's pashtus also makaba patus because you're making a hole that you're using. Could be even lahachnas or lahitzi. So you're dealing with the shaila of possibly two malachas of the lamatas malachas by ripping a tiny little hole into this piece of paper to make sure that it goes on the peg, and that will be problematic. Let's move on to Rabbi Isai. Something that's made to be open and closed. Now we mentioned this a little bit last time because we talked about zippers of sweaters and these sorts of things. We talked about the idea of the window that the Magen Avraham tells us in Shinya Daled that anything that's made to open and close is going to be okay. So therefore, like this, Shlomo Zalman Zatzal has a kavadik chiddush over here in Koreya that he wants to say that anything that's the derech, that's the function of the item is to open and close, will not be in itself toiva or Koreya. Give me an example. It's actually quite a common example. Anyone? What's made to be open and closed? And don't give me a zip because we spoke about zips. What's that? A door, not a shaila of Koreya and Tova, that would be shaila of Boina and Sosa. Which it's not, you're right, because it's open and closing made to do that. No. What about the soda bottle? That's a bottle, but it's not doing Koreya because it's hard. Soft items, which are negate to Koreya and Tova. Anybody? So I'll tell you a very simple answer. Sometimes you get a packet of pretzels, and that packet of pretzels comes with a little sticker. You know what I'm talking about? And you roll it up, you stick it back on. Boom, toifa, or taking it off. Koreya. This is Shlomo Zalman. No. Why? Because it's made to open and close the whole side of this item. Even though sticking items is normally, the Rambam tells us, an issa of toifa, which means if it's an issa of toifa, taking it off is Koreya. Zog Shlomo Zalman, since over here, the whole mahalach of this item is to make to open and close like a door. Just like a door is not so and boina, like Aaron said. Remember, the same thing over here. You with me? Sticky bookmarks, for example, right? That people have in their sforim. There's a few shilas that we're not going to go into. One of them is a shaila of moichik. If it's a sticky bookmark that is not see-through and you put it over lettering, it could be a shaila with moichik. But let's leave that out for the moment. Else the koreya, else the toifa, there is no problem. Because it's made to open and close. It's made to constantly come on and come off. Let's move on to what Rabbi said today's. What's that? Ask Zitzi what's with the nappies. Demonstration purposes only. Okay. So, I asked my son before we went to bed, do me a favor, could you please get me a nappy? Like, what? Sorry? No, I just didn't put one in my bag. What? What's going on? Because I don't know that yeshiva. Anyway, Bekitza, so the shaila is the nappies. What's the shaila? There's a very, very big shaila. It's very negate. It stems into the sugya that we mentioned last shir, which is a machloikis already rishonim, which we're not going into, but just to mention. A toifa she'ena shel kayama is mutter asa. For example, someone is a tzala member and he wants to know should he stitch up somebody or not. Now, stitching is a shaila of toifa. You're connecting two parts of the skin together with a piece of string. Now, often they have stitches that dissolve. Sometimes there's stitches that have to be removed. But the shaila is that the toifa she'ena shel kayama, in 2 days it's going to be removed, or maybe even on Motzei Shabbos it's going to be removed when he goes to the hospital and has it done properly. So it's only a temporary situation. I don't want to go into all the sugya right now, but it's subject to a major shaila whether toifa she'ena shel kayama is going to be mutter asa. There's a Ramah in Shinyud Zayin Siv Gimel that brings it down lahalacha. There's definitely what to be makel on. If that's the case, so then maybe we can say the same thing by Koreya. If toifa she'ena shel kayama may be mutter, so possibly Koreya of a toifa she'ena shel kayama will also be mutter. Right? So let me give you a shaila which is brought down in the Shulchan Aruch, and then we'll get back to the nappy sugya. Okay? Listen to what the Shulchan Aruch says, and I'm reading it to you out inside because it's very important. Shinyat Zayin Siv Gimel is the makar for the shaila. Matirin beisat savor mikesha shekoshu koives. Now, you gave your clothing to the laundry guy. You gave it to the dry cleaners. Now, in order to package it, in order to connect it, in order to make sure things don't fall out, in order to make sure all the pieces are connected, he attached two pieces together. Let's not go into the base salva exactly how it works, but basically what happened is that he put two things together, And the Shulchan Aruch says you're allowed to remove it. It's not going to be a kesher kayama because I was hanging away the item. Like for example, he took two pairs of socks or pair of socks and he connected it with a string. Why did he do that? He didn't do it forever because I was hanging away the pair of socks. He did it only because he wants to make sure when he does the laundry that he puts them together. This way you're going to get one pair of socks. Says the Ramah, says the Shulchan Aruch, you can't do it for the first time, by the way, that's very important. Sometimes you get your jacket that has, this one has it, that the pocket over here is a real pocket and it's stitched up. Now often it's made to be closed forever. Sometimes there's a couple of stitches there. Now a couple of stitches, you just give it and it opens. That's an Issa D'Oraisa on Shabbos. It's called Makeh B'Patish. Could be it's also Koreya, but maybe it's not. But it's for sure Makeh B'Patish. Agav, by the way, just to mention as well, if you have random strings from brand new suit, never used before, random strings that the tailor, the person who made the suit didn't manage to take it out, whatever it is, and by taking it out you're finishing off the suit, that could also be pashtus being Issa D'Oraisa because you're removing it from a stitched area, and that's problematic, okay? So that is that. Now, however, the shaila over here is more than that. Shaila the Ramah says, an interesting thing. Let's say it was already open before. לכן אוסר לנתק זוג של מנהלים, התפורים יחד דאו שאומרים אוסם על אף אגב the תפיר אינה שוק יומה, דאין חילה בתפיר בין שוק יומה שנקרא, אמר למעשה is מחמא, he says no enough community in the תפיר של yes כל יומה, not כל יומה, ויש מהתפיר, and as I told you, בתפיר שאינה שוק יומה, but not in front of the Amaret. So you have to know if the guy knows Shabbos or not, right? Depends which yeshiva he goes to, I guess, right? Now, the Mishnah Berurah over here says a very, very big yesod. It's very, very important. This Mishnah Berurah is a makor for many, many common shilas. Listen to this Mishnah Berurah, the first Mishnah Berurah in Siv Gimel, Sikot, Chof Aleph, and Siman Shin Yud Zayin. She'ena kesher shakayama. Why is it mutter? Because it's Eina shakayama. Says the Mishnah Berurah. She'ena osel iskaim ragad shikolchenu abalabayis labeisai. Why did the dry cleaners tie it together? Till when? Until what stage do they want it together? Till you go home, right? Once you go home, you can open it. So it's only made to stay until you go home. That is the shita of the lavush. The lavush holds that even though it could last forever, which it could, since their kavana was only for a small time, the main of its mutter comes along the Mishnah and says, hold on a minute, there's a taz. V'yesh machmirim b'dava. That's the taz. Taz is machmir. Unless the mahalach is it's going to be undone within the day, taz holds its asa. Mishnah Berurah is not machriya. Lavush and taz, machloikas, shin, yud, zayin, right? Very, very important. Lavush and the taz. The lavush again holds. I don't care how long it can last for. It's only made to go for a small amount of time. Therefore, it's mutter. Mashaik and the taz says no. If the metzias is it lasts more than a day, it's over. This is our shaila. This is our shaila. Why is this our shaila? You have every diaper, right? Every diaper. I don't want to go into all the shailas, but one of the shailas is this with the tabs. How long was that tab made for? Okay, that's the shaila. So lemaisa like this. Rav Sheinberg, Rosh Yeshiva Rav Sheinberg that's our paskin lemaisa that it's mutter. Why is it mutter? Because it's made to open immediately. It happens to be that from the time in China when they made it until you get it in your house could be 6 months, a year, 2 years later. But they made it to open immediately. There's a problem with it. They didn't reach your house yet. But it might say it's made to open immediately, like the Lavush told us in the Mishnah Berurah about the case of the socks. The dry cleaner made it to open immediately. You just didn't open it until 6 months later until you wanted to wear that pair of socks. We made it to Sheinberg. It's mutter to open it because I don't care. When they originally closed it, it was only for a short amount of time. Comes along Rafalk, and Rafalk said Nishtazai. The Metzias is not that way. The Metzias is when they closed this, they closed it for a long time because it's going to be a long time until you open that. Now, we have a machlokas here. I want to tell you, there's enough gemina. People ask me sometimes about diapers, whatever. I always like, what's the difference? Which one do you have, Pampers or Huggies? They're like, what's the difference? Major enough gemina lo'achana ma'isa. What's enough gemina? One is Velcro and one is a sticker. If it's a Velcro, it happens to be this one is a Velcro. This one is a Velcro. This is actually the make Titulim, Israeli make, beautiful, wonderful job. This is a Velcro, and Velcro is mutter. Velcro is for sure okay. So Velcro, you don't have no problem whatsoever. The machloikis is only on a sticker. That if you have ones, I think Pampers. I think Pampers have stickers. Sticker will be a problem. Which means, according to some poskim, the best thing is to do is to open it before Shabbos and then just reclose it. And then for sure it's done within 24 hours, there's no problem. Or if you forgot to do that, open it with the teeth, do it with the shinoi. Okay? Is there a mock into a makel? Absolutely. right? But again, if a person can, it's good for a person if he has the sticker to open up before Shabbos and put it back down again. By the way, I want to mention to you as well, a very important shaila, which I came out here to show people in wild about this shaila, which it's hard for me to describe it to you right now, but if you open up a diaper, I have a little bit of hair already opened that one side, so I kind of ruined it. If you open it, sometimes it just ripped. Sometimes the top is sort of stuck together sometimes, and when you open it, you're actually ripping. Now many people ask that shaila, are you allowed to do that? So what's my answer to them? Some Mefurshim Mishabur that it's mutter. Because the toifer that was done, she'enish kavona, they didn't stick that bedafka. It just happened to be with the heat of the factory when they cut it, that it got a little bit stuck with the friction. Mimele, if it wasn't made with kavona to stick together, there's no problem in opening it. So there's no problem in opening it. Now, by the way, I must mention to you, Agav, that even if you want a tiny yes or no about the opening and the closing, whichever way you want to go, after, when it's on the baby, when you affix it to the baby, that's for sure going to be for a short amount of time. It's going to be for a few hours, right? That's pashut. When you take it off the baby, you take it off the diaper, off the baby, right? The mahalach is, I'll just teach you guys, because this is part of the training of yeshiva. It's not just about learning, it's about how to do life, right? This way your wife will be able to know, oh wow, what is yeshiva? They teach us how to change diapers. This is gewaldic, right? So you finish the diaper of the baby, the general mahalach is, you attach it to the diaper. The reason for that is you keep it compact. You do that on Shabbos, by the way, that could be a shalav anisa d'oraisa. Why? Because you're never going to undo that. That's forever, even if it's Velcro. Last time we spoke about Velcro, we said according to Shevet Halevi, Ravosna, many poskim, that Velcro that's done for a long time is asa. So according to that, even if it's Velcro, and for sure if it's a sticker, to attach it after the baby's finished and then put it in the garbage can, that's an issa. Pashtus Daraisa according to many poskim. What?
Say with your mouth.
Doesn't make a difference. Doesn't make a difference how you do it. Maybe it's klach hayad, but it's still issa. Doesn't make it mutter. You need klach hayad to be tziruf of other heterim. So to put it back on after the baby's finished and then throw it away, you're never going to undo that. Bishlomo, when you open it for the first time, you could say they put it in the factory for a short amount of time. Masha'inkin here, not. Okay? One last shayla, Rabbi say, is Band-Aids. Band-Aids is actually a bigger shayla. Why is a Band-Aid a bigger shayla? And when I say Band-Aid, I mean taking off the plastic white tab off the Band-Aid, so now you can put it on your skin. Obviously, we know the halachos of Band-Aids. You can't put a Band-Aid to go on top of, like to go overlap. Everyone knows that, right? On Shabbos, right? Hello? Yes, everyone knows, right? If you wrap it around your finger, you can't do it in a way that it overlaps on each other. That's toifer d'oraisa pashtus, because nobody opens up a Band-Aid before taking it off. You just, to take it off. So it could be that toifer is a toifer shel kayama, right? Which is a problem. So you've got to do it in like a zigzag or a slanty way to make sure it doesn't overlap each other. But even when it's on, whatever it is, the question is, can I undo the tab? Now, what's the shaila? Why is this worse? So you could tie this to taz and lavush. It's the same thing, right? What was that? Was it done for a short amount of time? Was it done for a long amount of time? No, it's the shine of the diapers. No, so I'll be makel. Or you could say, no, it's much worse. Why is it worse? No, that's all you're right. It's a sticker, not a Velcro. You're 100% right. But why is this worse? And we'll end with this. Now what? Oh, makababatish. How do they make Band-Aids? One huge strip, a machine. That means this Band-Aid was never right to wear. It was never ready. When you're taking off the tab, you're making it raw, usable for the very first time. Makkah b'patish. So then for sure you should either before Shabbos open it and close it again. This way it's done for a short amount of time, or do it with your teeth. That's a dova poshut admod, unless it's obviously a sakana, then obviously you can do whatever you want. Be'ez Hashem, tomorrow we're going to finish the sugya, trying to figure out what is the issa of using toilet paper. Be'ez Hashem, join us tomorrow for the last Shin Koreya.